Hi, Don.
Hi,
Well,
Don.
hello, everybody. Hi, Don. Hi, Shayna. Hi, Susie. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Raj. Hi, Angie. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Natasha. What a beautiful group of people. All right. That was a great workshop, everybody. Thank you. Have a great day. So I only do that joke once a day. I'm really kind of I'm trying to limit myself to once a day for that one. It's my favorite. Okay. Um, Big plans for today. Well, actually, there's not much to talk about, right? Because we're going to just dive into for those of you who weren't with us yesterday, we at the tail end, we sort of I forget what we did yesterday. It was great, but it's in the rearview mirror. Um, but at the end of it, what we started to do is just kind of really get everybody dialed in. I just kind of worked with you each individually. So we want to because we only have so much time. I want to get started and get straight into that as quickly as we can, because that's the real magic here, right? Does everybody get that? It's like touching this stuff that feels a bit like we have some more people coming in. So I'll pause for a second and I will adjust my thing here. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I could see everybody. And you guys can't see me, so that's good. Okay, now we're cooking with gas, which is the saying nobody under 50 would dare say. Stating myself. Okay, so what we did yesterday is we dove in and we just got down and dirty and personal with everybody's wounded parts, to see if we could focus in. Like, I'm looking at Susie right now, and there's no question that we got down to Susie's kind of deepest wound. If not, we got down to serious top three business, right? Everybody get that? Like, um, you can feel the intensity of the energy and all that. And so that's what we're looking to do with each of you, right? Is to get down to that thing that really hurts so that you can get practice doing it. And so, because I don't want to interrupt, let me just see if there's anything worth talking about on these damn slides that I poured over to try to make beautiful my little. Okay, so let's run through this really fast, because we all know what we're doing here. The world breaks everyone, and altered many are strong at the broken places. I mean, that is a wicked good quote. And today I'm saying that directly to you, Raj. Right? It's like this place where we feel like we're breaking down, where it's not going right, is is the reorganization happening. Oh, I haven't shared with you guys. I don't think I've shared it at all on this thing. I know I've shared it with individuals here, but we have a big gigantic butterfly. Let me spotlight Shayna here as I talk about this. So Shayna, you're going to be on camera with me today. I like to pick on Shayna for some reason, and she really, really, really likes it.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, I just love it.
she's always telling me how much she loves it to be the center of attention. Okay, so so this is what I use. This is the analogy that I use, and we're all going into these kind of territories at the moment. Everybody here, I don't know if you saw my post today. You'll have a chance after to go check it out. But there's a post about always a death, always a birth, always at the same time, which we've talked about. And so everybody here is in the middle of a spiritual awakening. If you're showing up here for the blocks one and you're feeling this stuff, believe me, you are in the middle of a spiritual awakening. And that's going to bring up things, and it's going to dig stuff up, and it's going to get messy. It's going to get ugly. My best analogy for this is caterpillar to a butterfly. So you take a caterpillar. He's feeling good. He's got 100 legs. He can walk upside down on trees. He's a total badass. Okay. He's just cruising around the jungle going, this is my place. This is my jam. And one day he's not feeling so well. So he has himself a little nap. He lays down, and a little while later, he's like, well, I feel really terrible. And so then he goes to sleep and he wakes up, and it's like half of his legs are covered in goo, right? And he's like, he does not know what is going on. Just imagine no one's telling you what's happening to you. And he goes, this is really bad. I better take some like serious NyQuil or something, right? And the next day, he is completely engulfed, and he is just inside this, whatever it is, chrysalis or whatever that happens, right? And then the next day, his body is gone and he's just a puddle of goo. Now, can you imagine how disconcerting that must feel? He's like, I was king of the jungle. I was walking upside down on trees. I was like surfing leaves. I was the man. And now I'm a pile of goo. This is a very apt metaphor. This is not like so wild and different because this is how it feels when you're going through a death. A part of you is dying. Your old defense mechanisms are dying. They are, and you feel like you are dying. That's the thing. Is it feels like you're dying. This caterpillar feels like he's dying, and he has no idea whatsoever what's waiting for him. We all know the end of the story. You know what I mean? A little while later, he breaks out and he flies, and he's like, "This is so much better. I was walking before, and now I am flying." And again, this is an apt metaphor. This is not like, this is what it feels like. No joke. You know, this is what happened for me when I sort of broke through under earning. I was earning $47,000 a year. You know what I mean? And I did all this intensive work and it felt like I was dying, like I was going to die. I felt like I was being raked over coals and that I was going to be destroyed. And on the other side of it, boom, my income tripled, quadrupled. Like it just, and there was a new sense of who I was, and there was still plenty to work through. But this is the process that we're in. Make no mistake about it. As you walk through this stuff, remember yesterday what Winston Churchill said, you know, if you find yourself in hell, keep going. My little picture of me is all not in the right place. I can fix that. I have the technology. Okay. All right. So let's see what else our slides hold for us. Okay. So healing through surrender, right? At a certain point, you just let go into the process. This is what I encourage you all to do. Let go into this process. We've seen enough, and we saw it just yesterday. We went into these terrible things, and on the other side of it, we felt better. Yes? Better. How does that work? How does that make sense? The whole world is telling us to go toward good and this, and we feel bad. Here we go into the terrible and we feel better. It's a completely different way of approaching life. Okay, I'm going to read it out loud because it's a little fuzzy. Simply be with what is. If you are in pain, allow it. Fighting it will only make it worse. So whatever pain is there, surrender to it. It only looks like it's going to kill you. It is not. You are indestructible. Okay, see there. Well, not much to talk about. It's like, let's go. So, so one thing I just want to touch on before we get started, because once we get started, I don't want to interrupt. And I just want to make sure that all of you are aware that we have a certain amount of time. And so don't be at the last of the line. Don't be the last one in the line, right? And don't be cut off by the clock. And so I just want to share this. So, you know, we're going through this and this is pretty intense. And I'm very aware that for some people, this is fine. For some people, they're practiced at it. For some people, this is a huge deal to be touching these things. And so what I'm doing is I'm putting together a 4-week workshop, right? For those of you who want to sort of like come in and sort of be nurtured and sort of walk through this process and have some support. And so I will post about that after in our group chat, okay? Because I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it here. It is only open to 4 people, okay? Because I want to keep the group small, and I want to keep it so we're only going to take the 4, and it's going to be the people, you know, who sort of want it the most, right? But what I'm going to do, because again, this is all intense, what I'm going to do is after this call, within a half hour after this call, I'm going to post a sort of post offering 3 free, what I'm calling cradle calls, because this stuff is so intense. Just a free half hour with me to sort of walk through the intense feelings that are coming up. For those of you where it's really tough, okay? And those people will get first dibs if they want to go into the workshop, okay? So the once they're settled and once they're sorted, I'll open up the workshop to everybody else, okay? So the key thing is it's going to take about a half hour before I can put that post after we're done here. So, it's first come, first serve. So whoever gets to that post first and clicks the link and signs up for the thing, they're the ones who get the free half hour. Okay. Um, so hopefully that's not too Lord of the Flies, and it's sort of fair to everybody, to sort of like, the people who want the most healing get the most healing, and maybe there's a slight sort of advantage for those of you who have quicker fingers. I don't know. But but there you go. Okay, so without any further ado, let's jump in, and let me look at you all, and who would like to go first? And touch into their blocks today. Mighty Raj. Does the name Raj have any meaning, Raj?
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah. Well, so Raja is king, and
Okay, I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
and then Rajiv is, I think, lotus flower,
Hmm.
which in
Oh,
Indian, which in Indian culture is like a Brahma, which is like one of the creator god.
yeah.
Lotus, it was his favorite flower, as my mom would tell me.
That reminds me of one of my favorite quotes of all time. This is a quote about living in the world, but living from this spiritual place. And the quote is, plunge into the din of battle, but keep your heart at the lotus feet of the Lord. Is that badass or what?
Let's go. Yeah,
Right.
let's
And
go
that's
to
what we're
battle,
talking
baby.
about. Yeah. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about marketing, right? That's
Yeah.
the battle for us. We're not road warriors and slamming our cars into other people with maces and stuff. It's like putting yourselves out there. That's the rubber hitting the road for us. Okay, let's see. Let's give this a shot. I want you here. I can't do that. Okay. All right. So talk to me. What do you think your biggest block is, Dr. Raj?
Sure, my good man.
Doctor of Cinema.
Professor Evan, I should say. Uh, um, I think, I actually I'll just read them real fast. I wasn't here yesterday. I missed you guys, but one is I'm
So
never gonna get.
the merits have been taken off for.
Okay. Okay. I'll post more. Okay. I'm never going to get there. One, it'll all go away. Two, this one popped up, but I don't want stress.
Huh.
I don't want to deal with, right? Number four, I don't want to grow up. And number five, well, these are classics, but you and I touched on fear of failure and fear of success kind of wrapped together. But
Okay, for my money, I think number one. I'm a little bit surprised because I would think it was number two, just because that's such a big deal in your life. But I think number one is the winner. I think that's
yeah,
what you're. I think that's what you're really walking through right now, unless I miss
yeah.
my guess. Is it's never going to happen.
No, that's legit. I mean, yesterday, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yesterday on set, like for everybody, like I did that, worked on the Amazon commercial, and LeBron James was the star, right? But I wasn't directing. I was just on the doing the background production team, and I'm looking at the set, and I'm like, I could direct this because of all the work we've done.
Hmm.
There was no high, and we shot on the Universal lot, so it's like a dream of mine to shoot on the lot, right? But I was like, but when I came home is when I texted you, and I was like, why do I feel so? I don't feel the high, but it's like, where is it then, right? I'm never going to get there. It's all right, but let's go now.
Right. You don't feel the high. So when you're not taking your drug, what are you going to feel?
Dude, I felt right. That's these things. I'm like, oh, well,
Yeah. This is what's really there. This is what the high and the chasing is covering. Ta-da. It's like that's how the work works, is you find out oh I
oh, and by the way,
sorry. Yeah, yeah.
this was the same director that has already shot three huge commercials in the 8 weeks that I've been doing background work. Not celebrating that, but that, and I'm watching how he's just nonstop. It's just there's a flow that you've shared with me, and I was like, yeah. So I just want to share that with the group. Was like, Evan taught me that, like, at least in this area of this person's life, he's not blocked. This guy's
All right,
just
we gotta go. We gotta go.
great.
We gotta get in there. We gotta get under the hood, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's not gonna happen, right? It's never gonna happen for me. That's the pain, right? And that's the wound.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Where is that in your body?
Oh. It's actually chest and uh head, very heady,
Okay.
very chest and head.
Okay. Right. And where it is in your head is most likely a protection. Yeah. You're going up into your head because that's where it's safe. But let's focus our efforts here in the chest. And what is that feeling?
It's very hopeless and lot of
Terror.
fear. Yeah,
Terror.
terror. Yeah.
Terror. Okay, great. All right. And what does that terror feel like? Electricity, weight, what?
It feels piercing and fiery.
Yes, good. Okay, good. All right. So now we're stepping into that fire. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you and I work together a lot, we're just gonna kind of go right there, right? We're not gonna ease into it as much. So yes, keep stepping into that fire. So I want you to picture like this lake of fire, right? This fire energy. I just want you to walk into this lake and I want you to feel how intense that fire is. It feels like it's going to destroy you, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And you tell me, Raj, what do you need right now? Do you want to hear what the voice is saying? Do you want me to talk to that part? What feels like it's going to nourish you and feed you the most?
I'd love if you could talk to the part.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So I can feel that you are so terrified that you can barely move, like you're frozen in place because you're so terrified. Does that sound right, Raj?
Yeah.
It's like you're terrified to breathe, to move, to do anything. It's almost like you're frozen in place so they can't see you. And if it's okay with you, I want to go into sort of speaking from the part right now because I feel like there's something it wants to say. Is that all right?
Sure, sure.
I cannot take this. I do not want this. I want all of this to get away from me. I don't want it. I can't take it. Leave me alone. Get the F away from me. You're hurting me. You're going to kill me. Leave me alone. Did any of that resonate with the part?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, flash forward to it was number 4 or 5 on your list of
Oh, I don't want stress and I don't want to
I don't
cry.
want stress. Yeah. So here you have parts, Raj, that want to be in the world and want to be big. And you have this other part in here, and you can feel how strong it is that does not want to be seen, that wants to be hidden away and safe and protected. You feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. So when we get the results that we're getting, despite what we think we should be getting, despite how hard we're working, there's always something in there that we find that is putting on the brakes. I mean, you can feel, can't you? That
Mm.
part is 100% putting on the brakes. Whatever you're planning, it's like, F you, man. No, thank you. Right? So there you go. And you've done the work to get to that. And I'll just thank you, Raj. Very good. Sorry, we're moving quickly through
No,
this.
thank you,
But
dude.
yeah,
I'll sit with those more. Thanks.
yeah, please, please, please. And whoever's next, raise your hand, and I'll tell you a little story. So I had a business success in another venue. I think I saw Wendy's hand, and then who was it? Was it Natasha? Okay, Wendy, then Natasha, and and the feeling that came up for me, and then Angie. Somebody help me keep track. And the feeling that came up for me was they're going to want to tear me down. And the other feeling that came up was I am evil for having success. I didn't even know those were there. I mean, I had some vague inklings, right? But as you start to succeed, as you start to think, you're going to see what's been holding you back. I got to see like they're going to tear me down. I didn't know that was there. So how can I heal it and how can I let go of it? I do this work, but then I take steps forward and I keep doing this work and I take steps forward. And each step I take forward shows me my chains and where I've been held. Yeah. Okay. So I think it was Wendy. Wendy, let's do it.
So, okay, when I envision success, envision a larger income, what comes up for me is, I'll name, like Raj, I'll name 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Will I screw it up? Can I handle it if it happens? Will people dislike me? And then there's will this really, will this work for me? It'll probably work for other people, but not me.
That feels like the strongest for some reason. That one feels like the winner to me. All right. It's going to work for others, but not for me. And remind me, I don't really remember offhand. Was there somebody else who was getting the love and attention that wasn't you when you were young?
Oh yeah, my brothers.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
They
there you
were
go.
the good ones. I was not.
There,
For my mother, that
yeah,
is. And
yeah, that's right. They get it and you don't. Period. That's it. The whole thing was written, by I don't know what age, 4 or 5. Okay. All right. So
earlier, but yes, 3, 2.5, 3.
sure. Yeah. Ballpark. Yeah. All right. So what does that feel like to you? What does that feel like? It's like they're going to get it, somebody else is going to get it, and I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get mine.
It's hard to say if it's like, or maybe it's both, dark and heavy, like a block of steel, and
Okay.
then angry, pissed
Okay.
off. It's
Good.
not fair.
Good. Okay, great. So, and then where in your body is it?
Oh my God, it feels like it's everywhere, but it's sort of definitely in my hands and arms and in my chest,
Yeah.
throat.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's focus on your chest, hands and arms. Chest and throat is probably where, because right, you're lacking expression, right? Throat. So you don't feel empowered to speak out about it. You feel stifled and quieted down.
Well, I would speak out about it.
Right.
I have,
You became a
I've
rebel.
spoken out about it, and I've got over the years, and I've gotten myself into a whole lot of trouble because of my reactions, my
Yeah.
responses.
Yeah, there's something about the throat though, because there may be some things like with Susie. Susie feels okay expressing things in a corporate way, but not in a. So there might be some things maybe you've expressed with anger, but you haven't expressed other things, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so let's focus in the chest and the throat in that area. And you said it feels like steel. I'll tell you right off the bat, this feels like torture to me.
Hmm.
Does that resonate at all? Like
Yeah,
this feels absolutely tortured.
yeah, it is. Yes.
Yeah. So you see, it's like when we talk about the energies underneath it, how did we choose this? When we chose it because the energy seemed the most powerful. And we get under the hood here. And this is for this little girl, this is a nightmare. She's in absolute hell. Let's breathe into that. Remember what Churchill said, when you're in hell, keep going. So we're going into the hell. We're going into her terrible feelings, which of course you've gone the other direction. Yes. Your whole life, you've gone away from this.
Mhm.
Because it's so terrible. And it is terrible, right? We're not imagining this. This feels awful. This
Yes.
this looks like roadblocks and get away from me. Right? And so this is a huge block for you. This is a huge block. How could this not have an impact on your success? You feel how much energy is tied up in it. And look, you're doomed to live out the story of other people are going to get the success, but not you. What's going to change that equation? You're just going to keep manifesting the same thing until you come into this part, because that is a misperception. It seems like that's the truth, but it's not the truth. The universe cares about you just as much as everybody else and wants you to succeed. But that doesn't feel true to this part, does it?
No.
You mentioned the angry part, right? What's that angry part saying right now?
It's not fair,
Yeah, right.
and it's not fair, and also uh, better just not even try.
Yeah, right, exactly. And that's the space that you've been in for all these years, right? That's the
Mhm.
corollary part. We haven't talked about this too much, but a lot of times there's two parts kind of at war, right? So you've got this part that feels victimized and is angry about it, and then you have this part that feels defeated. And the part that's defeated is the one that's kind of been your sort of day to day of like, well, just give up, don't even try because it's never going to work. Right. So yeah, it's like, I'll just tell you, it's like you're not going anywhere until you heal this, right? Because I bet you could find plenty of evidence where it isn't fair. But what you didn't get before, and so it just keeps reinforcing itself, is that that energy is creating the circumstances when they're not fair again and again and again. And I know this sounds crazy, but your parts and your nervous system want to be in this torture. This is home base for you. This is what you experienced with your mother. Your mother was this nightmare, and it's like, here's nightmare. And it's like you have to bring that love and that peace and that healing to this part so that it can know that this is not the reality. For you, it's still you're still living in that reality of living with your mother who was just terrible, terrible, right?
Right.
So that's definitely the pain to work with, and that's definitely the pain to keep walking into. And just
And I can't trust, I feel like I can't trust what I'm going to say
right.
because I'm going to say, and I do say the things that piss people off. And then, yeah.
Right. That's part of how you survived. At a certain point, you decided, I'm not taking this anymore, and started to fight back, which was just a defense mechanism and not the authentic you. And so,
Yeah.
probably this throat thing is probably how would you express yourself authentically if this angry part wasn't taking over? Right. And so, we want to get down to that anger. We want to let that anger know that thank you for helping us to survive. Okay. I got to keep moving. I'd love to. I'd love to just hang with all of you in this stuff. It feels terrible to leave, but I feel like everybody gets their fair shot. I think was it Natasha, Angie, and then was it Stacy after that?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Angie, you're the hall monitor. Okay. If you can keep track for us, I appreciate that. Okay, Natasha.
So I have three dominant ones here.
Okay. I'm keeping it short with you to just so you know, because
I know. Yeah. Everything is torture and will always be torture. I'm alone, so why bother? Just do what you need to do to survive and get by.
perfect. And Wendy, as Natasha and I go into this is more of an opportunity for you to be with that torture in yourself. Okay. So
The
there's a
second
theme.
one is I'm needy, and needy is pathetic and bad, and I will never get my needs met. My needs don't matter and will never be met. That's a big
Yeah,
one.
that's there, but you've done a good amount of work on that. So the heat feels less on needy for
Yeah.
sure.
And
Okay.
then a third big one is I'm too late. This has been since the second grade, by the way. I'm
Yeah.
too late. I'm missing the boat. Opportunities are passing me by while I'm stuck here.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a serious contender. Hmm. Well, I lied, Wendy. I think we're going to do that one. I think let's do that. So anybody who I saw a post yesterday and somebody was talking about it's too late for me. You know what I mean? And it's like that the irony is like that seems legitimate and it's so not. It's so not. It's always the dodge. If your disease is saying it's about your age, then you can be 100% sure that's not what it's about. That's the rule. Because your disease is only going to point you away from the truth. The murderer is not going to invite you to the crime scene. It's going to say, "Hey, let's go out for coffee." Right? So it's going to point you toward age and saying, "That's the reason you can't do it." And it's going to try to convince you to stop and to hide. Okay. All right, so let's touch that one, Natasha. Say it again. Number 3.
I'm too late. I'm missing the boat. Opportunities are passing me by while I'm stuck here.
Okay, so let's focus on I'm missing the boat. Now, do you know what you're actually missing? What was the feeling that you felt when you were a kid that felt
I
like
was
this?
bitter that I was stuck in Charlottesville, Virginia, instead of in New York, living my best life.
How old were you in Charlottesville?
6, 7
Okay.
at that time. Yeah.
Okay, so there was this strong sense of missing out.
Big time. Like, and I was really upset about it.
And I gotta believe too that that's even that at that young age is maybe even a carryover. It's like I keep wondering already whose love were you missing out on? Whose love were you not getting? So that's just a question for you to explore. But let's go to 6 or 7, and you're missing out on being in New York and living your best life. Okay, so going down into that, where are you experiencing that?
Well, it's in my gut.
Yeah. Yeah. And what does it feel like?
It hurts, it aches, it's uncomfortable.
God, yeah. This is really, really icky. And it's a very different kind of feeling. It feels like steel somehow. It feels like steel in your midsection. And I don't know what that
Also just
means.
went under my left rib cage. It just moved when you said that.
Yeah, this is really kind of some ugliness. And this is a feeling in you that we haven't touched yet before, right? So this is kind of new. And I don't yet even know what to call it, to be honest. Right. So notice a lot of times, you know, the answer is right there. If it's not right there, that's okay. Right. You just want to continue to be with the energy. So we're just going to breathe into this energy, Natasha. Now this feels like it's burning, like that steel is burning me from the inside out. Right. So this is intense. And I don't know what it is. It almost feels a little bit like it's white hot rage, not yours. Like coming in, like, you know, someone stabbing you in the stomach with a steel poker or something.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting somewhat stabbed under my left rib, like lower in the abdomen.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, that's all we're going to touch for today, just because we've got so many people. But this is a start, right? Just to get to that, and the starting point for me would be for you to look at is, okay, this is your father's rage coming in at you, kind of piercing you, and looking for that. That's the starting point. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Love you, hon.
you too.
Okay. Angie, are you next?
Yes, myself, then Tracy, then Kelly.
Okay. Sounds great. Okay,
So,
my lovely sister. Talk to me.
um, so I think it was on day one we came up with our list, and my top, not sure, but my top two were I'm too fat and I'm not loved.
Let's do one, right? Because that one has kind of come up every day.
Yeah,
Let's do
it does.
one, right? So,
Yes.
and of course, I'm not loved is part of this. And of course, I'm not loved is something you want to give and spend time to, right? We're not just cutting that out, but we're just picking one that feels especially poignant. And as somebody who just did a whole, 4-month long process on working through I hate my body, I feel for you. And, we got it from the same household. And this is something you don't want to let pains like this in your life go by, you guys. I was talking to somebody today and they were talking about they saw themselves on video and they didn't like their appearance and they felt too fat, and and they just tried to walk past that. And it was this huge, like, energetic balloon. I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. So don't bypass these huge energies. You guys want to start to read the energy and you want to start to write it down. And Angie, just pause, hold on for 1 second. I want to share this with you guys. Can you guys see my screen? Well, I think we're split, so I'm gonna. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Nah, hold on. Don't look. Close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. Where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, okay. It's hold on. Gosh darn it. So sorry. Okay. So I want you guys to get in the habit of starting doing this in whatever form. As part of that workshop that I talked about, we're going to start to find, I'm going to find a simpler way of sort of mapping these different parts, right? But I want to get you guys in the habit of doing this kind of stuff. Like, so for me right now, these are the kind of my top 7 or 6 or whatever that is, right?
Mm.
So it's like, these are the things that I'm working on currently, right? You want to keep track of them because they want to dissolve into the shadows and snipe at you and hit you. So when you come across something big, even if you're not going to take it on and work on it, write it down, keep a list. Don't lose it. When you catch the tiger by the toe, write it down. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So the voice in your head says what? It says, I'm too fat. Is that what it says? You're not, by the way. I
I'm sorry. Oh,
said, you're
thank you.
not, of course. All right.
I'm too fat. Even my dad didn't love me because I was too fat, and even my mom told me so. And there's a new aspect I'm feeling to that is that I'm angry with my mom for saying that because a mother shouldn't say that to a child. And so I'm feeling anger and
Yeah,
I'm
you know,
feeling
that's the
it.
chief thing I'm feeling here, Angie, is this anger.
I'm,
Where is it in your
yes,
body?
it's usually sadness, but today I'm feeling the anger and it is in the bottom of my stomach and it
Yes.
feels like a weight,
Yeah. So absolutely
really
very well
heavy.
done. It's very good work. It's absolutely anger and it's absolutely in the bottom of your stomach. That is 100% dead on. So great work. So now we just want to breathe into that. Okay. We just want to breathe into that energy. Pretty intense, that anger, right? And
It's
God knows you
intense.
need a place for your anger, right? Because you don't really have a place for it, right? It's not, you don't have a place in your personality where this gets to get
No,
expressed.
no, I am not an angry person at all.
Well, yeah, yes and no.
Uh,
You
I
have
mean,
parts that are
generally,
angry. Yeah. But yeah,
yes,
you're not
but
out
I
there.
mean, my personality is not angry.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so let's touch into this. Now this doesn't feel good. There's no question about that. And let's just feel that anger. There's a hotness to it, right?
Yeah,
And there's a density to it, right? Um, and you just want to scream. Like this little, not
yeah,
you, this little girl, she just wants to scream.
yeah. Like, how dare you?
Exactly. So yeah, go ahead and tell us what she's saying. Let her speak. Right? This is not you. So right, you're
Yeah,
this loving parent, right? And so she
yeah.
because she's this angry child, she gets to say whatever she wants, right? And you're there protecting her. So what does she want to say? Let her say whatever she wants to say.
She wants to say to my mom that how dare you that just because my dad judges you for your weight and you're feeling unloved, it's wrong to put that on me. That's your deal.
That's right.
Why are you putting it on me? I'm a child. Now I feel unloved by two parents because of what
Mm.
you said.
And she is mad, right? And I'm going to hit you with another word and you tell me if this isn't the case. She is enraged.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, that's right.
She is because it it's so damaging.
Yeah. Okay, so this is good. This is your starting point. This is the place to heal, you know, that has been there for so long, right? It's been there, almost the entire time I've known you, right? And so now it's time. Do you guys all get that? It's time. It's just time to let this stuff go. We just don't need to
Hallelujah.
hold on to it any longer. Now there's a price to be paid, right? This is not like fantasy camp, right? This is where the real work gets done. And the work is in that pain. We are walking into it. Have you seen anybody that we've walked into pain damaged from doing this? Does anybody come out the other side looking hurt and more wrecked? Or do they come out looking a little bit lighter generally? Right? We're not even getting to the like catharsis moments potentially, but just even touching it for a little while. Maybe it's agitating something, but if you go through this, like generally it's like if you notice there's like an interval, there's a period, there's a time you spend 5 minutes and then something passes, something moves. That's the way this stuff works. And so you're just in it for that. You're in it to be there and sit with it. And then there'll be movement. There just will. And if you doubt me, just ask Raj, who's, in the last, 6 months has gone through like 20 of these. They move, they change, they shift 100%. Okay. Good work, Angie. Thank you. Was Stacy next?
Yes.
Thank you. Tracy.
Tracy. Okay, wonderful.
Or did I get that
Oh,
wrong?
sorry, no, that's
Stacy.
that.
It's
Sorry,
Stacy.
Stacy. Okay, good.
Okay, sorry.
Gotta find you. No, that's my fault. We did work with. There you go. There's Stacy. Okay.
Stacy, you're such a beauty. I've never seen you like on camera, and
Yes, it's
You.
an honor to get to see you and not just a still of you. All right. Okay, let's go. All right. So what is the thing that's bringing you the most pain and holding you the most back, Stacy?
Well, I went over my 5, but I probably still not getting down to the root cause, but this is what had came up.
Yeah.
You never going to do anything in life. You're
Mm,
not worth it. You're unreliable. This is going to take too much time. I'm never going to be free.
I like number one. I like number one. Say number one again.
You never going to do anything in life.
Ooh, that one hurts. That stings, doesn't it? Isn't that a terrible voice to have in your head to walk around with every day of your life?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you pretty sick of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine. That's just rough. Now, you came by that honestly, but you didn't create that voice. So whose
Right.
voice is that?
Um,
So did you have a parent who was critical?
well, my dad, he would favor our cousin so much.
Okay.
Like we had to it's like we had to amount up to what he was doing because he was in college. He, got the 6-figure job and stuff like that. So he always used to compare us to him.
Aha,
And yeah.
there's that
'Cause,
comparison.
the other day when you had told me to research, as soon as you told me to do that, that came straight to me is that.
No, there's the answer.
Yeah.
It's always right there. It's always really, it's hard to see when we're in it, but right. Okay. So,
Right.
all right. So let's just explore the pain of that because that hurt me just hearing that. It's like, you're never going to do anything. It's like, that's mean. That's just a mean feeling. And so what emotion does that bring up in you? What emotion are you feeling when you,
Frustration,
yeah.
sadness. um I'm just like distraught because that and as we get to the bottom of it, that's really probably what's causing me not to be able to move forward in my business.
Of course,
Crazy.
of
I mean,
course.
it's just
I look, Stacy, I can tell you, beautiful. Do we value tears around here? Absolutely. Everybody's holding you right now. Everybody's holding you. Okay.
crazy. It's just frustrating.
Yeah. Okay. So what's happening here is you are living out the assignment that you got to never make it. You get that? That's,
Yeah.
yeah. And you don't have to live that life anymore. You've done it. You've done it long enough. You've been loyal. It's amazing how loyal we are to that corrupted family system. My dad who beat me all the time. I did not want to disappoint him. I did not want, it was not okay for me to surpass him. Right. So to go against your parents' estimations of where you're supposed to be is like breaking all the rules. And it's basically, to the child, dishonoring them. You don't have to be loyal to that anymore. Okay. And so just touching these feelings, let's just see if we can touch the feelings a little bit more. Okay. To me, like you said, yeah, there's this, it feels like there's some heartbreak. So let's just start with heartbreak and see if we can get more clear, right, about what that is, right? You said frustration. Maybe let's start with frustration, right? Let's get into that frustration. Where are you feeling that frustration in your body?
It's in my chest.
Yes. Good. And what does that frustration feel like?
It's it's like I can't get rid of it. It's like a ball tightness.
Yes. There's some anger in there, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's some anger in that frustration. so it's frustration and it's hurt, and that mixture is what we're calling frustration. So you're hurt, right? Does that resonate? You're hurt.
Yeah.
That's what they believe, and that's what you think you're worth, and all of that. And then you're mad about it. It's like
Yeah.
right? Okay, so you've got kind of two parts right there, and you can sort of sit with them both. Very fine for you to go back and forth between them. But I can guarantee you, and everybody here who knows me knows that when I say guarantee, that's that's 100%. Okay, because I don't risk my reputation like that. Nobody's ever come back to me and said, you guaranteed something that didn't happen. It's never happened once in my life. Okay, I'm guaranteeing you this is your block in your business right here.
Yeah, I feel it. And by me just opening up,
That's right.
I
You
just,
need to open it up.
you know, my twin sister is on here, and we work with each other, and we work with each other, and I know that's the reason why we came here together.
That's right.
Is to help each other.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you guys can help each other get rid of this junk. And then there's a possibility that you guys can work together and create something. But yesterday, we heard from Tracy, we heard the sort of horrible event that happened earlier, right? That was from siblings fighting, right? And so
Yeah.
you guys are living out this legacy of the siblings fighting. It's like that can really be in your rear view mirror. That can really change. And she has to sit with her feelings and what's happening for her and all of that, and you sit with yours, and
Right.
you feel it, and you can support each other in feeling those things. None of the frustrations that you guys have had doing this have really been about each other. That's the old script. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic work. Thank you so much for raising your hand.
Gavin.
Thank you so much for your tears and for your vulnerability. We so appreciate that here. Everybody got to see you and your soul. Give her some love, everybody, and everybody, I guarantee you, was in awe of the beauty coming out of you. So when you guys hear me, maybe, I don't know if it sounds like I'm full of shit to you guys, but when I say I see the beauty in each and every one of you, do you see what I mean? It's like when you scratch the surface on somebody, what comes out? Absolute pure beauty every time. Every time. This is not theory. If you're sitting there and you're saying, well, I'm this and I'm that and I'm no good, bullshit. Bullshit. You are made of magic and light and love, and that is it. It. Don't get me upset. Okay. Great job. Thank you. All right. Who's next? Is it Kelly?
Hi.
Okay. Let me just see. Is there anybody else in the queue? Or have we touched everybody? Is there anybody else who wants to put themselves in line for today? Shayna? Okay. All right. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Kelly, because Kelly is the first person who's going to get the session.
Also
So we're
Dawn.
Also Dawn. Okay. So Kelly, if it's okay with you, I'm going to bump you because you and I are going to sit down and you get the first sort of cradle session. You and I are going to sit for a half hour and we're going to work through all of this. So instead of getting 3 minutes in public, you're going to get a half hour and we're just going to sit with this together. Is that okay? Okay. So, all right. So we might go a hair over. So last chance, anybody else? So is it Shayna and then Dawn? Okay. So we might go a couple minutes over. Let's go. Shayna?
Okay, so we drilled. Great work, everybody. To everybody, this is intense. I mean, wow. The other day we drilled down on nothing I do or say is good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's it.
Her energy is.
That's your mom, right? That's your mom. You couldn't do anything right. Okay. So what's the feeling there in that? I can't do anything right.
I mean, I feel guilty about saying these things because we have a good relationship now, but it's still the same shit. So
okay, I want to address that. Understand that it's not you being upset at your mom now.
right.
It's the very valid feelings of a little girl who is living in the presence of a critical child. Her
Yeah.
feelings are valid. That doesn't mean that you don't love and respect your mom now, but the way that she was treated was not appropriate. And
No.
she's never really been heard, right? Not in this way. So it's completely fine that she's upset. right?
Yeah.
And you as the adult get to make that space for her and let her know everything you're feeling is 100% okay.
Yeah.
You're mad and you want to kill your mom, that little girl wants to kill your mom, that is okay. 100%. She gets to feel whatever she's feeling, okay? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So what's the feeling that she's feeling towards your mom?
I mean, I've let a lot of that go. It's just more about like just how I show up in the world, I think. But like I was really pissed off at her.
Okay, good.
I mean, I was really mad
Yeah,
and
you were,
hurt
and the little girl is. Okay, so there's hurt and there's pissed off. Okay.
and
So,
longing for her like approval and longing for her like love and attention and for her to
okay,
pay attention to me.
good. Okay, so let's start to go in there, right? And let's just go into your chest, right, as a starting point, right? And let's look at all three of those and let's see which one is burning the most. Okay. So there's anger. You're feeling angry at her. That one doesn't feel quite as loud at the moment,
Yeah.
right? And then the last one was you feel hurt. Yeah.
Mhm.
And what was the second one?
Just like longing for her like love
Mm.
and affection.
Okay, so which of those feels the most painful to you? I'm going to point you toward longing and see if that resonates for you. Does the longing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That feels very like uh what's a like dirty bomb, you know what I mean? That feels
Yeah.
like yeah. Woo. Okay. So right. So as children, of course, we idolize our parents and we want their love so badly. It was so hard for me to get to how badly I wanted my dad's love because I hated him so much, right? You're in a little different boat, but that little girl is so distraught, right? She's like
Mhm.
beside herself with grief in this longing. She so badly wants her mother's attention and wants her approval and wants to be loved, right? Is it okay, Shanna, if I sort of speak for this part for a minute?
Sure. Of course.
How come you don't see me?
Mm.
How come you don't love me?
Mm.
I am so good. How can you not see me? How can you not see how good I am? I am trying so hard, and you never give me any love. Why don't you see me? What's wrong with me? What's so wrong with me? To me, it seems like I'm good. Any of that resonate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Mhm.
That's your wound, right? So now
Yeah.
again, uh just like we saw with other people, here's your block, right? It's not
Right.
you don't get seen. And so you're living in the shadows, you're hiding because it's not okay for you to be seen. To be seen and to be successful out in the world is to make your mother wrong.
Mhm.
Already seen, you guys already see in this call, in these moments here leading up to this, she doesn't want to make her mother wrong.
Yeah.
She loves her mother. She doesn't want to make her wrong.
Yeah.
So you're going to live the rest of your life following her script because you don't want to make her wrong. Yeah, not the way to do it.
No.
Pretty clear, not the way to do it, right?
Yeah.
So
Boo.
you are very diligently showing up for all of this, right? And bringing your heart and soul to this work. So I salute you and I honor you for that. You're this beautiful, wonderful soul. And everybody here, I guarantee you, is rooting for you to stop living underneath this this yoke and this cloth that's hiding all your beauty. Every single one of us wants you to sort of let go of that and be
Yeah.
this wonderful person that you are. Okay. The universe wants that for you.
Thanks, Evan.
Thank you, Shayna. And just so you know, you guys, expect fallout from this. Please do not be caught off guard when you break down in tears tomorrow or later today. Okay. This is part of the healing journey. The only way out is through. Okay. So did you want to say something? Oh,
Just a
oh, no,
quick,
okay.
I was driving to my seminar this morning and I
Yeah.
wanted to crawl in the frigging back seat into a little ball and like, and then when you said mushy caterpillar, I'm like, oh my God, after yesterday's work, I was the mushy caterpillar and I don't usually feel that way. So
Yeah.
thank you for
And
putting.
that is good. Does everybody get that?
Yeah.
That is good. We actually want that. We want that. We're looking for that because I want you guys all to go find that post and read that post because for those of you who are interested in doing the sort of cradle sessions, Don has one, so there's 2 left, right? You're going to have a little bit of time because it's going to take about a half hour to catch up on all the posts and read them. So I want you to go read that post about the spiritual awakening, right? And being in the process of it and what it looks like. It's a huge rearrangement and displacements of feelings, thoughts, and emotions. That's what you want. This whole thing of like, I'm going to just gently and lovingly take the next step to the next level. That, I'm sorry, but that's bullshit. Not if you're really changing. And we're really changing here. We're getting rid of generations worth of trauma. Okay? That's not just like I visualized world peace. You know what I mean? It's like we're going in and we're ripping out the jugular of all of the junk that has been weighing on us our whole lives, right? And we're doing it together as this big team, this big community, and reach out to the other people in your community because they know what you're going through. Don't think that you're doing it wrong and that somebody else isn't going to relate. They're going to relate because we're all going through this. I'm going through this too. I'm metamorphizing and changing every day. We want to constantly be in this cycle of change. And I tell you, it is this positive spiral. And it gets, right now, it's heavy as you know what, right? It gets lighter and lighter as you go. Okay. All right, Don, you're the big finish. No pressure. Okay, here we go.
No
All
pressure.
right.
What is my biggest block? I'm never going to find my purpose and fulfill it. I'm apathetic. I just don't care. I give up. I can't find a spark. I've blown all my chances. What's the point? I'm just going to be miserable. Paralyzed and procrastination, panic and fear in my gut.
Okay. Well, you and I have done some work together around the panic and fear. And we know that that's a lot, right? So let's not go there here, right? Let's use this time to explore something else. So this feels a little, it's like let's just start with where you said it's like I'm never going to find my purpose. Okay? I'm never going to get there, right? And then the apathy sets in where it says I don't even care, right? Which is a lie. Yeah, it's a part that's lying. It's a protection mechanism because you care very much about getting to that purpose. And so again, you have a part over here that you're going to want to heal around that says I don't care. Not true, right? So tell me about what this pain, right? This whole community is based on a pain point that I had, right? And when I realized that what was underneath the under earning was this, which was, and I can't even talk about it without crying, the pain of unrealized potential. That kills me because I had so much potential and I didn't use any of it for so much of my life. Okay. So I reckon this is what you're sort of dealing with a little bit, right? It's like, so let me ask you a question. Do you know that there's something beautiful and wonderful and good inside of you that wants to get out?
Yeah,
You
but
feel that, yeah?
yeah, I do. And then there's a big part that just is like, I just gotta go to bed. I can't deal.
Okay, perfect. That's what we want to zero in on because that's a heaviness, right? And it's weight and it's this lethargy. Yes. It's
Mhm.
just like, yeah, I just want to go to bed. I just want the world to go away. Okay, so let's just tune into that real quick. Where is that living in your body? That
From
lethargy and that weight and that heaviness.
here down to my gut, like it's just pretty much central into my head, into my gut. I feel
Okay,
like
great.
I feel,
Great. Right here in the center. Perfect. Okay. Now let's feel into that because there's a certain numbness in there. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's what this is wanting to tune out, because this is so painful, you're kind of numbing out from it, right? So just kind of moving past that numbness a little bit. What I sort of feel in there is this just heartbreak, This sadness. It's the weight of sadness. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, again, we're doing what we kind of always do here. It's like now we've gotten down to the feeling. And what we want to do is we want to go back and go, where did you remember feeling this sadness when you were younger? Because this is just a replay, right? That sadness, that heaviness, that heartbreak. How old were you, and where's the first time you can remember feeling that?
I mean, I can look at pictures and I know I feel that sadness and heaviness. I know I can look at pictures of me as a child and I'm like, I remember I was so sad there.
Okay, perfect. Because we don't even need the specific event,
Mhm.
right? We just know you can feel that sadness, right? And this sadness that you've seen in pictures, put an age to it. How old is this sadness that we're talking about?
5.
5. Perfect. Okay. So here's this sadness. And as a kid, what were you sad about?
My
You-
mom's blow-ups.
Okay.
Like it felt like the ending of it. There was a heaviness. There was this fallout that it was just, like the after the storm.
Yes. Okay, good. All right. So we're not going to be able to totally undo this, but here's the good news, right? We're touching this. So you already know that's this 5-year-old sadness, and it's down here from your gut, through the center of your body, right? So you already have your starting point. And the good news is next week, we're going to start to work on purpose. So you're going to get to go into this, and we're going to start to see how that sadness about your mother and her blowups and the fallout from that relates to why you feel so blocked around your purpose, right? We're going to start to like bring down those walls. It could be something in the realm of, I don't even get to have something that I want because my mom takes up all the space, or you know what I mean? We're going to look in, we're going to explore that and find out. But we're going to stop for today because it's just time. I don't know, that was pretty cool. It's like speed chess, kind of thing. Like we're going through. I mean, great work, everybody. And for those of you who didn't go today, holding the space for everybody who went today, and great work yesterday. But just as a group, I mean, how incredible is that? How incredible is that to sort of all of us together stepping into all of this stuff. And it's like, because we're all doing it, because we're all feeling it together, we all know what, how challenging it is for the other person to go through it and all of that. So it's this real support system. So avail yourself of that. Does anybody have anything, we went through so much. Does anybody have any sort of quick parting thought that they want to impart to everybody else before we wrap for today? No? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Ange.
I just want to say thank you to everyone for showing up. Thank you everyone for partaking in this. It was very, very moving listening to you all. And, we're not alone. We're here together, and I'm thankful for you guys, and I'm thankful for Evan and all his wisdom and his guidance that he's giving us. And yeah, it's really great.
Thanks, Angie. Okay, so just to sort of follow up. So in the next half hour, we're going to have 2 sessions that are going to show up in a post. So look for it and then sign up for it. First come, first serve. And then once we get that done in the next couple of days, maybe over the weekend, I'll sort of release the spots for the workshop for those of you who sort of want to sort of continue this and do it inside a safer container. All right, I love you guys and great work, and I'll talk to you soon.
Oh, thank you so much, Evan.
Thanks,
Thank you, Evan. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for all your
Thanks, y'all.
vulnerability.
everybody.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Big hugs.